95 Country, that is Tyler Hubbard, 5'9". All right, I am joined with Molly for our Recap Tuesdays. Good morning, or actually, good afternoon. Why do I do that every day?
I did that
every
too.
time. I'm like, good morning. And it's actually good afternoon.
That's all right, girl.
Sorry.
We all do that.
Couldn't see you.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so we're going to talk about yesterday's episode. It was titled Fool for Love, which is, I love these titles. I just want to say, I think they're very clever.
They're
and
cute.
They give you an idea as to like what's coming, all right?
All right.
So your first dish that you had to make was a full tart.
Yes, girl. I was the fool.
Had never... Okay, well, I'm not going to say that. I would never say that about you.
That's okay. It's okay.
But it seemed like the common denominator was that a lot of people had no idea what a full tart was. Not only you, but a lot of like your competitors.
We did not know. And apparently it's French. Well, they did not teach me that at the French pastry school. We just skipped over that. I don't know, but Clement knew what it was. So, but he's French,
he's
right? Really French,
yeah.
So he knew.
So, for those that missed it, I wrote it down. A full tart is a French dessert with crushed fruit that is layered in custard or cream. To me, that just sounds like a normal tart.
Not great.
Yeah.
Not very good.
Okay.
I didn't love it, obviously.
So,
and they didn't either.
So in the beginning, okay, they were like, you only have 30 minutes to make a tart. And I saw like everybody's expression.
Oh, I thought that was real.
I was wondering, like, did you believe that?
Yeah, I did. I was like, this show, I believe it.
Is that possible though, to make a...
No.
Okay.
Unless they gave us a pre-made tart shell.
Oh, right.
Because there's just no way. It would take like 30 minutes to bake the shell.
Yeah. And so that was their little fool prank on them because you guys had 90 minutes to do it. And
Not enough.
One thing that you said that had me dying was people are nervous. I'm a serious threat now.
Oh yeah, way to go.
When you watched that last night, when you said that, in my mind, I'm like, oh my gosh, how is she interpreting this? Like, what is going through her mind when she heard herself say that?
What an idiot. What a fool. What a fool believes.
Oh, look at that. So, let's talk about your dish a little bit. What did you end up making?
So we had to run and get the ingredient again. I got orange, which I was like, I mean, it's okay, but don't love that because it's not a lot you can do with it. So I got orange and I decided to pair it with coconut, which people thought was weird.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's weird at all.
I don't either.
Tastes
Coconut
delicious.
goes with a lot, yeah.
I mean, it's a citrus, whatever. So that was already like, oh, I got nervous. I was like, people were like, ooh. And so I was going to do like a fruit cream because I didn't really want to like cook the oranges. I thought that would be kind of strange. So I was like, wanted to kind of like make it more fresh and light.
Oh, okay.
You see what I'm saying? So if I did a custard, I don't know. I only had like 2 seconds to think about this. So I was like, what can I do? So I did a fruit cream with the oranges and then I did coconut with it. And it was just, and I ran out of time. There was no decor. I mean, it was a winter fall dessert.
Right. And that's what you said. Like you were hoping to put little like daisies and leaves on it. But what happened is your tarts came out, they were darkened. So were they overcooked? Is that what it was?
Well, they browned a little bit more than I liked. And I don't remember what happened there. I can't remember that at all. Like,
all right.
Girl, after all that I've been through, I don't remember half the stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't remember what happened to the decor situation, the tarts. I don't know. Because they didn't show me really struggling.
Yeah.
So I don't remember what happened.
They just popped out and they were like, oh, they're dark.
Oh, well.
So while those are cooking, what are you doing? Are you making everything else?
So I did the tarts first because that's going to take the longest to do the dough, let it rest for a minute, then start the fillings, all that, and then kind of just doing all the components. Right. So I don't know where the time went. It was just gone.
Now, when you said... What I didn't understand, you talked about the oranges, you didn't want to cook them, but there were other people that had fruit that weren't cooked too, and it seemed to work.
And they didn't say anything about it.
Right.
They didn't like my raw fruit in there.
Well, and that's what I was getting to. So, like, some of the judges' comments were looking a little rough. Hopefully it'll taste better. Or taste better than it looks. You didn't get the decorations on. Zero flavor, can't taste the coconut. Wasn't that Duff that said that, I think?
I'm sorry. It's toasted coconut.
Right. It's supposed to be subtle, right?
I mean, yeah, but you could taste it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And then
the drama.
Raw oranges. And then this is the first time Duff ever said, that was awful. Like, I was like, oh, no.
I was like, oh, you saw me. I ran out of there. I was like, gotta go. Gotta go.
Bye.
I can't take anymore.
But I thought you were, like, kidding around. Or were you serious? Were you very, like, no, I'm, like, going? Like,
oh, I was joking with them. But I did leave. I exited the building. I was like, okay, bye.
So, how did you change your thought process? Okay, you had a bad first round, right?
Right.
Going into the second round, how did you change your thinking process and get your mind right to be able to do the next challenge?
Well, I felt good. Once we figured out what the challenge was, I felt good about it because it was like imposter cake. I was like, oh, cake challenge. I'm good. I'm safe. I can do this.
Yeah.
Well, you know.
So let's talk about that. The second challenge was called April Fool's. Well, it wasn't called, but it's an April Fool's cake that looks like a pie. I too was like, oh, she's gonna nail this.
Love
like
it.
You're the cake master. And so you made a raspberry cake with a raspberry Swiss meringue buttercream, peach and raspberry compote, buttercream lattice with flowers and butterflies. All of that had to look like a pie.
Right.
Did you instantly know that's what you were gonna make when they said it?
Well, I kind of was thinking a few things. And like, throughout the competition, I tried to plan different flavor profiles that I wanted to do in case I like needed them for something. So I kind of put stuff together and kind of thought about it because you kind of just have to go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I wanted to do, I love raspberry, I like peaches, and I kind of also wanted to see the raspberry and peaches together on the top, like a pie would.
Right.
So I kind of wanted to have like some of it to be cooked down really good and then have some that was more whole.
Okay.
So, but I didn't thicken it up good enough.
Well, now your lattice, you went with a buttercream where a lot of other people did like fondant or something. What made you go
Because
that route?
I wanted to keep it like all cake kind of, and I just felt like if you did the lattice out of pie dough, I mean, isn't that kind of cheating? Because that's kind of what a pie is.
Right.
That was my thought. But I mean, I figured I could make it look more realistic, with buttercream than some people could. So I did it. And that's what kind of sad about the whole thing. My judging was so bad, they didn't even show any of the compliments. And Duff gave me a huge compliment about that lattice work on there, and they didn't even show it.
Oh.
I know. They ran out of time. That's the only thing. You don't get to see a lot of stuff because they don't have time to show you all that. Like, it would be a 5-hour episode, probably.
Yeah, I guess I didn't think about that. That is true.
So, like, you kind of only get to see certain, like, parts of the judging, and then, they kind of cut stuff where they need to.
That's going to give the more dramatic effect.
Well, I'm not saying that, but maybe.
So, speaking of that, we got to see more of you, I guess, on the show tomorrow. They had like an actual segment of you talking about everything that you went through to get to where you were at.
Right.
How was that for you?
Well, I mean, I didn't expect to kind of cry about it. I was kind of weird because normally I talk about it all the time and it's very like this, facts. But I just I guess in the moment, just being overwhelmed and then just like thinking about everything and like, getting to that moment in time was just like a lot. Right. So I just kind of was like, sorry.
No, exactly. And I mean, like you said, you're sitting there doing your dream that you never thought was going to be possible while talking about what got you to that. So it only makes sense that I would honestly be shocked if you hadn't broken down.
Right. Yeah. It could be a little weird if I was like joking about it. Like, oh, I just had a stroke. Here I am. Oh my God.
So before we get into the ice cream thing, I wanted to bring this up to you because when he said it to you, I don't know if it went over your head or maybe I just didn't get the joke, but Jesse came up to you, guys were talking. He said hotty toddy, and you said, oh my gosh almighty. Uh-huh. Did you not get the football reference to the hotty toddy?
Oh, I did. Hotty toddy, gosh almighty is our saying.
So then that's me.
I could have said a lot of different things, but I kept it PG.
Oh my gosh. Okay, see? I'm new here. I only know of the hotty toddy.
It's okay, you're northern. We love you still.
So it was me this entire time. I'm thinking, wow, she didn't get the football reference. And come to find out, nope, that's me. All right, moving on.
Oh, amazing. I love it.
So halfway through, you guys find out not only do you have to make a fake-looking pie, but you also have to make a cheese-flavored ice cream, which is weird. Here's my question. Would cream cheese not count?
I don't think they gave that as an option.
Oh, they give you options to choose from.
Yeah, we had to choose.
See that.
Yeah, they didn't show that part. We had to choose one.
Oh, okay.
And so can't remember if we had to like run and grab one, or like if they were assigned to us, or if we just got to pick. I can't remember that part, so I'm not sure. But I ended up with mascarpone. Either I chose that or I grabbed it. So yeah, I don't know.
And what was your ice cream?
It was just like a mascarpone, base vanilla ice cream.
Oh, okay.
But it was flavorless.
Yeah, so we're getting to that. They said, you've deceived my eyes. It looks like a pie.
Okay, so that was a compliment. Yeah, at least I got one.
They did, yeah. And they were like, this was like a best, like one of, like it literally looked like a pie. They said good flavor, but really wet. So what does that explain a little bit about?
So it was the cake on the bottom, then the Swiss meringue buttercream, and then the compote on top, so that you could see it under the lattice. So I guess I didn't thicken up the compote enough. And so it just kind of started as the time progressed. Because, we don't get judged right away. We have to do interviews and different, you don't know when you're going to get judged. So it's sitting there. And so I guess over the time, it started to break down my buttercream, seep into it. So maybe if I was to do it again, I might have put the buttercream in the middle of 2 cake layers, perhaps. I cut it and then do just the compote on top. And maybe that would have helped, kind of soak it up a little bit. I don't know. I think it was just a little bit too loose, I guess.
What is the compote? I know you did that last week, and I still don't understand.
It's kind of like a cooked fruit, like a jam. It's not as thick as a jam. Okay. It's just kind of like just cooked fruit together. Okay. Yeah. So, I just didn't, I don't know. Either my recipe got off or something happened. I'm not even sure. But they said but it didn't look wet. Like when you saw the picture of me cut the cake that's cut, it didn't look too wet, but I don't know, maybe portions of it were. Like some of the juice was on one side and they tasted the wrong side.
Yeah, because you don't get to taste it no, right? Yeah.
No, because I can't cut into it. I tasted all the components.
Gosh, that's nerve-wracking.
And I'd I would have a piece of cake. If I leveled the cake, I would have the piece of cake, put a little buttercream, put a little thing, and taste it together.
Yeah.
But kind of at that point, it's over. It's there. What are you going to do if you don't like it? You can't make anything else unless you're Christian and you have 3 desserts in the background. But I wasn't that good. I could only do my one, if that.
Right. Okay, so then they said no flavor in ice cream, which, what are they really supposed to? I don't understand.
That's the problem. I probably should have picked, if I chose mascarpone on my own, I probably shouldn't have, because mascarpone doesn't have a lot of flavor.
Oh. Okay.
You know what I mean? It's just kind of it's a good base. It's just kind of plain. Yeah. It's just not the wow. And I guess if you're tasting cheddar and brie ice cream, they've got such a wow factor that by the time you get to a mascarpone, you're kind of I get it.
Also, here's the thing. Who comes up with cheese ice cream? I didn't even know that was a thing.
I don't know, girl. It sounds good, doesn't it?
No, it doesn't.
I think it does.
What?
There is an ice cream brand called Van something, and they have it at Walmart, and this is not a sponsored ad, but they have weird ice creams. They have a mac and cheese flavor and all this weird stuff. They're real interesting. I kind of like them. You need to try it.
Well, don't they have a ranch flavored ice cream, or is that a ranch Pop-Tart?
That's them. That's the same company.
Oh, that's the same
it's some kind of French. Van Liquid or so, I don't know. Don't get me trying to say a name.
They said it was a looker, but it stopped there.
At least it looked good. Right. Honestly, this is a humble brag, but I thought it was beautiful.
Oh, I did too. No, I thought it was gorgeous.
I forgot all about it. And when I saw it, they did it for an ad a couple weeks before. Yeah. And I saw it on the screen. I was like, oh my God, whose is that? That was gorgeous. I didn't know it was mine. Oh, and then when I found out it was mine, I was like, oh wow. And I was like, well, it's too bad it was terrible, because I was really proud of it once I knew it was mine.
But listen, if you were on a show where you just had to it was just based off looks and that, you ace it in the hole.
Well, it is a visual medium. Yeah. So I'm pretty proud that it looked good.
Yeah. All right. So then we get to the bottom. They announced the winner of the challenge. Then we get to the bottom 2, and we see that it's you and your bestie Michelle.
No, I'm so sad.
And that moment, what were you thinking?
Ballin'.
I saw you had rosy cheeks.
Yeah. We were both trying not to seriously break down crying, because we were just so upset, because it's hard.
When they said she was going home, I assume that had to have been a bittersweet moment for you, right?
Yeah, I was happy to stay, but at the same time I was she kind of was a support system, you know what I mean? So I was like, gosh, this kind of sucked to do without her, you know what I mean? Because I felt we were kind of helped each other, we leaned on each other, and so I was like, oh, I'm just going to be... I still had... I'm really close to April and Christian. They were also, my besties, and so I had them, too. But it was just, Michelle was, day one. We had, bonded so instantly, and I was just oh, she sat next to me in the green room. We had, assigned seats.
Oh, okay.
And so she was right next to me, and so I was just really sad that she was going to be gone. But I knew I could still talk to her, but I was just, bummed.
Okay, well, I was in the middle of, I had recorded it, and I missed the ending, the preview for next week. So can you tell us what is coming up on that episode?
So it's the great outdoors is our theme. Okay. And so I think we do celestial cakes, and then we have a team challenge where we make a croquembouche.
Oh, fun. And this is your first team challenge,
This is our second one. I did April last...
in my mind, that's a duo.
Oh, yeah.
When I think
that's our team challenge.
Saying.
So April and I did it last time, and then I teamed up again.
Okay. All right.
So it's going to be exciting.
All
right. Because it's a croquembouche.
A what?
A croquembouche.
No idea what that is. is.
It's a French thing.
Oh, another French thing.
Yeah. So Clement, here we go. Here we go.
Exactly. Like
he's excited.
Shining. Yeah. All right, Molly. Well, thank you so much for coming in and talking with us. Good luck next Monday. Don't forget to tune in 7 p.m. Food Network channel to see Molly kick some butt.
That's right.
It's gonna happen.
All right,
You're listening to 95 Country.